has a very peculiar word. And that word is? And that word backwards is?
These are my people. Oh yes, well that's a word that we actually, there's a story. One of the 6 chapters that we had selected in our perusal of all these chapters was a thing called The Day Out, in which Mary Poppins meets this screamer, the sidewalk artist who draws pictures with chalk on the sidewalk. His name is Bert. And she and Bert, in the story, the way it was written, she and Bert see a beautiful picture and they pop into the picture and have tea together. And then they pop out again. That was what her story was. About 4 pages, 5 pages, very colorful, very charming, very little. And when we were developing our ideas, frantically coming up with how can we impress this genius storyteller, we said, she's a nanny, for God's sakes, let's take the kids into this picture and really have an adventure. So that's when we opened it up, and we thought, we got to give them some wonderful things. And one of the things we thought of, when we were kids, we used to make up double talk words. Cobble, flobble, slobolation. What does that mean? Oh, that's a secret, you know. We had this idea of giving the kids a souvenir they could take out of this make-believe world that wasn't a tangible souvenir, but an idea, a thought, a word. And you couldn't give them a seashell or an acorn, it would not work. So basically, we said, let's come up with a real, obnoxious, funny word. And that was good. It's something super colossal. So we started with the super colossal, and of course everybody and his Uncle Harry would say super colossal. We don't want to say that, but super is good because it's bigger than whatever we're going to be. And it should be real obnoxious. And we didn't want to say obnoxious, that's an ugly sound. But it's an English story, so we could say atrocious. It sounds much more British. So we had super atrocious, and if you want to be smart, you're precocious. There, that's a good word. So we had super precocious, and that rhymes with what? Docious? Why not? Okay, so we put that. We had the end of the line before we had the beginning of the line, and then it was all pure double talk, just word sounds. I mean, we played with all kinds of combinations of sounds, and finally we came up with califragilistic, these are just expressions and flavors we've been arguing about for about a week and a half. We finally pushed together this word, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and we liked it because it had a real nice ring to it, and it had a rhythm to it, and nobody else had ever done it. So we were very happy about that.
Well, and it wasn't the only one that you made up, because in subsequent work you made up a lot of nonsense words. And when I recorded a Sherman Brothers album, I put together a medley of them, and we thought it might be fun to do it for you tonight.
Oh, great, great.
So we have a wonderful young singer here who just appeared down the hall in our Black Box production of Little Abner that we just did here. Please welcome Sami Staitman.